Your retirement plan has a quiet enemy, a calendar. Because in the year 2033, two major trust funds are scheduled to hit pay-what-you-can mode. Not run out of money forever, more like the bucket still gets water, but the bucket has holes, and the government keeps arguing over tape color while the bucket leaks on your shoes. Today's promise is simple. We are going to map the leaks, name the holes, and explain why your retirement can start to look like a financial obituary if you treat Social Security as your whole plan. And yes, I will compare the U.S. budget to a leaky bucket. The math earned that nickname. Now, it's time to go off school and pull the receipts. So what is the bucket? Social Security has two main trust funds, one for retirement and survivors called OASI, one for disability called DI. Medicare has its own big trust funds too, but the one that gets the insolvency headlines is hospital insurance, also known as Part A. These trust funds collect money from payroll taxes and other sources, then pay benefits. When income is not enough, they use reserves. When reserves hit zero, benefits do not stop. The program keeps collecting money, it just cannot legally pay full scheduled benefits without Congress changing the law. That is the key phrase, by law. That means the cut can happen without a new vote. Congress can argue, delay, and still trigger the trim by doing nothing. According to the Social Security and Medicare Trustees Summary, the OASI Trust Fund can pay full scheduled benefits until 2033. After that, continuing income would cover about 77% of scheduled OASI benefits. In plain English, that's an automatic cut of about 23% from what the law currently promises. Medicare's Hospital Insurance Trust Fund also hits its reserve depletion point in 2033, in the trustees' latest report. After that, continuing income would cover about 89% of scheduled benefits. No villain laugh, no red button, just math and a statute book. And if you think Congress will fix it later, remember, later has a deadline, and the deadline does not care. Here's the weird part. If you combine Social Security's retirement fund and disability fund as a what-if measurement, the combined projection, called OASDI, reaches reserve depletion in 2034. At that point, continuing income would cover about 81% of scheduled benefits. The funds can't actually merge without Congress allowing it, but that combined date is used a lot because it gives a single, whole program snapshot. So depending on what headline you read, you see 2033 or 2034. Both can be true because they're measuring slightly different buckets. Pause. Quick reality check. If you're planning retirement like this, Social Security will handle the basics. What happens when the basics becomes 77% of the basics? Do you have a backup plan, or are you just hoping it works out? So why is this happening? The short answer is not spooky, it's boring. More retirees, fewer workers per retiree, and health costs that love climbing stairs two at a time. The trustees also call out specific drivers behind changes in projections over time. Sometimes it's not just people live longer or healthcare got more expensive. Economic assumptions change too. Things like productivity growth, interest rates, and demographic trends that affect the math. So sometimes the "problem got worse" headline is really "our predictions got updated." Picture this. Your retirement is a three-legged stool. Leg 1 is Social Security. Leg 2 is your savings. Leg 3 is "I will keep working forever." One of these legs is a prank. Which leg do you think snaps first? Next, the other giant in the room is the federal budget. People think Congress fights over the budget like it's a one pile of money on a table. It's not. A huge chunk of federal spending is mandatory spending. That means it runs on autopilot under existing laws unless lawmakers change the laws. Another chunk is discretionary spending, the part Congress votes on each year. And then there's interest on the debt, which is the "you already bought it, you already owe it" section. One budget explainer from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities puts it like this for recent estimates: about 61% mandatory, 26% discretionary, and the rest interest. So when you see screaming matches over discretionary cuts, you're watching people argue over the smaller slice. The big slice is already in the oven. Want a cleaner way to feel this? A Reuters breakdown of a stopgap funding bill spelled out that these fights mainly covered discretionary spending, about 1/3 of the federal budget. Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid aren't inside that annual appropriation fight, and interest isn't either. So the budget battle you see on TV often skips the true giants. The giants keep walking. This is the moment that makes this a financial obituary story. Doing nothing is a choice. It's just a choice with no press conference. If lawmakers do nothing before those reserve depletion dates, the system shifts automatically to payable benefits. That's not a theory. The trustees spell it out as a payable percentage after reserve depletion. OASI at 77%, OASDI at 81%, Medicare Hospital Insurance at 89%. Quick glove touch to the algorithm. Tap like. You just sat through trust fund alphabet soup. You earned a button press. So who pays and who wins when nothing happens? Retirees pay through smaller checks, or through higher out-of-pocket costs if health coverage tightens up, or through family members filling gaps. Workers pay through uncertainty, because you can save, but you can't save against surprise rule changes unless you plan for them. Politicians win by not taking blame today, because changing taxes or benefits is always unpopular, and we did nothing is weirdly hard to campaign against. No one gets booed for a law they never passed, and the system keeps rolling, like a shopping cart with one busted wheel. You can still push it, you just hate every second of it. So what do people try next? Fix number 1 is more revenue. That means raising payroll taxes, changing who pays them, or changing the taxable earnings cap rules. People argue over fairness, incentives, and politics. Fix number 2 is slower benefit growth. That means changing formulas, raising the retirement age, or adjusting cost of living rules. People argue over hardship and reality. Fix number 3 is some mix of both, phased in over time. That's the part everyone says they want, right after they say they want the other party to go first. And for your personal plan, the fix is not waiting for Washington to become a calm yoga teacher. Your fix is building around the leak. Treat Social Security as a base, not the whole house. Assume a haircut is possible. Build emergency savings that doesn't depend on a law staying friendly. Keep your debt low enough that a smaller check doesn't crush you. And if you can, keep skills sharp, because flexible work later in life is a powerful shock absorber. Real question, if your plan only works when the government pays full scheduled benefits forever, is it a plan or is it a bedtime story? Last thing, Social Security is not a scam. Medicare is not a myth. They're real programs with real money flowing in every day. But the trustees are also very clear. Without changes in law, the math forces automatic trims when reserves deplete. That's what payable means. Your takeaway is simple. Don't build your retirement on promises that already come with a footnote. Before you go, drop a comment with the age you want to retire and tell me what you think your cut would be.